to another edition of your Wednesday night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show.
Question is, did she subscribe?
Right.
I know she's down on YouTube.
Representing from the Boondocks. What up, Jobo?
Hello, what's up? Happy Wednesday.
What up? She repping her Hey Sister Soldier look right now. Everybody give it up for Bunny. What's happening, Bunny?
What up? Happy hump day.
T-Bone, what's going on, brother?
I'm back, and I don't know about better than ever, but I'm back.
What is going on, party people? It is your Wednesday night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. I am your boy Smooth. I think that may be on a highlight reel tape. And we're glad that you are tuning in live along with the millions and millions of the platform sports talk show fans on once again your Wednesday night Sports Delight.
Really?
Or
Brinks truck backing up in his driveway with
There you go.
97 million. There you go.
all you hear is this.
It's always somebody who's doing something to give back and letting the next generation.
Say straight.
Don't have me syrup on here.
Come on now, don't have me tear up. You know I get emotional. But
People watching around the world, no pressure. And we already have our favorite fan, Ms. Williams, saying welcome, Brandon.
Well, how are you? Hi, Ms. Williams.
A guy who tried to give it his all and put on for the city, to be truthful. Because like I said, I'm St. Louis die hard.
The views of Smooth does not reflect the platform sports talk show or its sponsors.
What is happening? It is another Wednesday. Goes down right now, the Platform Sports Talk Show. I am your boy Smooth, and thank you all for tuning in to another weekly edition of, once again, your Wednesday night sports delight. Man, we made it through some blistering cold, some icy roads, and now it's like 85 degrees here in the Midwest. So we are all good, and I hope that you are all tuned in and ready to go ahead and enjoy another ride with the Platform Sports Talk Show. For those watching for the first time, thank y'all very much. We've been doing this thing here for almost 7 years, consistently every Wednesday, and the party don't stop. And let's check out the comments right now. And shouts out to our favorite fan, Miss Dub, showing us love. Hope everything is well with you, Miss Dub. Hope that you haven't had to worry about the icy conditions that we had this past Monday. I know it was crazy in the Lou, but hope all is well with you. And of course, to my boy Ed. Let's get some more people tuned in. Everyone get them likes, get them shares going crazy. We want to get as many people to join us in the conversations we have tonight in regards to the world of sports. We know this show is based in St. Louis, so we got a little St. Louis things to talk about, but we also about going global with this thing. NBA, NHL, NFL, UFL, boxing, whatever it is, we can talk about it right here. We have the platform to do so, and I am not alone. First, she is in the kitchen making that 5-star dinner. She's ready to go. She's repping her God is dope hoodie, and I know I have one. The wifey has a couple of them, and it's a famous brand. So shouts out to the brand who made the hoodies and the shirts and everything, because God is dope. And she's the host of Ladies Night, and she also is dope. While she in the kitchen, Bunny, what's happening? She forgot to hit the unmute button. There we
My
go.
bad. What up? Happy Hump Day.
Now you know it's not a show without you not hitting the mute button, right?
Every time, and I'm purposely trying not to do that on purpose, y'all. I promise. I'm my bad. The mind racing, going different directions, and forget that. But when I'm on my work calls, I don't ever forget to unmute. Isn't that crazy?
Right. And Miss Dub showing you love in the club.
Hi, Miss Dub. Miss Dub, where are you located again? Because I know you said, we were freezing down here, but I wasn't sure she had to go through that. I don't know where she was located.
Yeah, she's right off of Lucas Hunt.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, right there around in Normandy.
Okay, I'm saying that because of certain parts I know in St. Louis where they had a lot of what do you call it, water main breaks. I wasn't sure if she had a lake over there with frozen water or not, but I saw one near my parents on McLaren. It's a big old lake of frozen water, so I wasn't sure if she had in her area or not. What about you, Fred? You had any over there? It was so cold, all the water main breaks was everywhere.
I didn't hear anything about any water main breaks. Of course, the wifey and I, we were at home just chilling, staying warm and everything cozy. Mm-hmm. So we didn't worry about going anywhere all day Monday. So we was good to go. But like I said, I haven't heard any issues out in our area. Thank God. But for those who may have gone through some stuff, over the past couple of days, prayers up to y'all, and hope that everything can be repaired very soon. For those who were involved in crazy videos of sliding in the ice and vehicles going crazy, like the fire truck that hit the car in the house and out there in I think it was Imperial, Missouri or something like that. Just prayers up, man, because like I said, it was crazy this past Monday here in the Lou. But hey, we're here right now. Ms. Dub says no water main breaks here. They replaced the water mains last year. So that's what's up. So up next, she's also part of the Ladies Night crew. She holds things down from the Boondocks. Joe Bo, what's happening?
Hey, what's up? Happy Wednesday. And that fire truck thing happened out in my neck of the woods in the Boondocks. So
really?
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, we're out here at Imperial, so it was out here somewhere. I mean, it makes sense. There's so many hills and windy roads out here. It's easy to happen. Hey, Miss Dubs, got your Facebook invite. What up? We're now Facebook friends, guys. Me and Miss
Oh,
Dubs.
y'all official now.
Yep. It only took like 5 years, but we're here. We made it.
That took you long enough, but hey, rather late than never, right?
hmm But
Yeah.
yeah, I
So
mean, it's been cold. It's supposed to be like 50 next week. Like just typical Missouri things. So I'm looking forward to those. I'm tired of it getting dark early. I'm tired of the rain, the cold, and I'm just ready for baseball in spring.
and it's crazy because spring training, I know you said it before how you hate it because it's on Valentine's Day, but you know what, about 2.5 weeks away, spring training, it will be we'll be here, and like you said, man, getting more sunshine and warmer days coming. So looking forward to it. It's amazing how time flies, especially in the world of sports where if we got done with one sport, then you got something else, then something else comes, and all of a sudden here comes baseball again. It's
Yep.
just crazy. But gotta love it because that's why it's a joy to do this show because we always say sports is the ultimate reality show. It's never off day in sports. There's always something
Mhm.
going on and a lot of hot topics to discuss. Shouts out to the people tuning in on Instagram. I see y'all right now. So get them comments going. Let's have a great show this evening because we do once again have a lot to talk about over the next couple hours. But you know what I gotta do first is get my promo on. So once again, we on Facebook. Just put in the platform Sports Talk Show. We on the X at 314 Sports Talk. If y'all know someone that'd be a great guest to be on the show and have their stories told, have them email us at platformsportstalkshow@gmail.com. We also, once again, as I just said, on the Instagram live right now on the Insta at Platform Sports Talk. Joe Bo, they can go on YouTube, subscribe, and click on that
Bell,
because anytime we go live,
y'all will be notified.
and also the show will be uploaded as soon as we're done on Roku. So just put in the Platform Sports Talk Show as a channel. And thank you very much for that. And if for some reason y'all can't see us, maybe y'all driving, y'all a little busy, you can listen to us in clear high definition on Hot 365 Radio, where it is always hot. Check us out, hot365radio.com, or if you have a iPhone or Android, go to the Play Store, put in Hot 365 Radio, and boom, you're good to go. Every first Wednesday of the month, ladies' night, and every last Wednesday of the month, we have the Man Cave, which goes down next month. So, I'm sorry, next week. So fun times ahead for the brand. And once again, we just want to get as many people tuned in and continue to just pump out a lot of great content, a lot of great hot topics to discuss. And let's go ahead and get things going because we have, once again, Joe, we have some breaking news. So we got to go ahead and start things off.
Breaking news theme music.
There we go. Jim Harbaugh just agreed to become I'm almost at San Diego, the Los Angeles Chargers football coach. And it's no surprise, really. I think we had this talk even during the national championship games. Well, I'm sorry, not the game, but the college football playoffs, excuse me. But it was like if Jim Harbaugh did win the title, it's like there's really nothing else for him to do in college, especially him going through the scandal that we all know about. But when y'all saw the news about Jim Harbaugh going back to the NFL and coaching for a team that he played with back in the day, the Chargers, what are y'all thoughts? Bunny, I'll start with you.
No surprise, like you said, during the talk when Michigan was on their championship run, that once the scandal came out, the talk then was like he's probably gonna go back to the NFL. Sorry about that. But I thought maybe he would probably do another year or so just to, not arrogance, but like I won, I can do it back to back per se. But so like you said, no surprise. But it's gonna be funny seeing these two brothers, him and was it Jay? What's his brother name?
John.
John. I'm making up a name like Jay from State Farm. But John will be back in the NFL coaching against each other. So it's just deja vu, but different team for him. Now I do want to know.
It's funny you brought up John because they both will be facing each other. The Ravens will face the Chargers next season at SoFi Stadium. So they will have a matchup against each other next year. This upcoming next season, should I say.
Well, awesome. But I mean, it's cool. Like I said, since it's been talk for months anyway, it's kind of not a surprise. I guess it's what team will he land at, just like Belichick. What team is he going to land at? And we know that now, I think. So some of these things, it's breaking news, but it's like we knew it was coming. We just didn't know when. But I do want to know who's going to replace Harbaugh in Michigan. Now, that's the $1 million question. Or if that contract's worth $5 million, that's the $5 million question.
Yeah, and there are a lot of candidates, but I think the guy who's leading right now is the brother who took over for Jim Harbaugh while he was on suspension. I think his name is like Shamor, something like that. No, not Shamar Moore. That's the actor. But
yeah, you acting like me. We just naming people with the wrong name.
All I do know is that his last name is Moore, but okay. I'll get the first in a second.
At least it's someone that's familiar with the program, you know?
Exactly. Your thoughts, Joe?
I mean, kind of like you guys said, though, it's like we saw it coming. Perfect timing with the, obviously winning the national championship. There's nothing more for him to do. And with the scandal over the regular season, I know Andy was saying that, possibly if he would have stayed around, there would have been more stuff coming his way anyways. So he's out of there. He's in the NFL. And let's see if the Chargers are going to be good. Yeah, I feel like the Chargers are one of those teams, man, every year. Like, they have a good quarterback, but nothing happens. I want to see something happen for them. So, and Brendan was telling me Harbaugh's, that's such a hard name for me to say for some reason. Harbaugh, I don't know. Harbaugh. Anyways, his record when he was with Michigan was crazy. Not many L's when he was there. So, but yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Bama and Michigan losing two really good coaches. The transfer portals have been going nuts with Bama, so will this happen with Michigan as well now that he's leaving?
And the assistant coach right now for Michigan who might take over is Sharon Moore. So that's his name.
Shamar, close. You get A for effort.
Same skin color. But yeah, so that's some breaking news. I think it happened maybe about a good half an hour or so ago before we got on. It was like, oh, here we go again, some more news. So got to go ahead and talk about it. Also, let me go ahead and bring this out because this was breaking news. I believe it was yesterday. I believe it happened. But I was like, wow, this is gonna change the game as well. But WWE Raw, starting next year, is going to move to Netflix. And the reason why this is so big, of course, it's been on cable TV. But remember how we had the conversation, y'all, about how Peacock had the streaming rights to the playoff game, Dolphins and the Chiefs. And they going to like 22-something million viewers, the biggest audience to watch a streaming event. And I even saw in the press release that I think it's Kevin Dunn. No, I'm sorry. What is his name? What's his last name? It'll come to me in a second. But no, I'm sorry, Nick Khan. He is I think he's like the CFO or one of the big heads for wrestling. And he saw the numbers that Peacock drew in. And that was one of the main factors on the reason why they decided to go ahead and choose Netflix. Because you had Disney reaching out, you had Amazon reaching out, you had so many people, other different networks reaching out. But Netflix, I think, only had maybe one live streaming event, period. This is going to change the game because now they're going to have a weekly thing with Monday Night Raw. And then outside of the U.S., they'll be broadcasting SmackDown, NXT, and all the major pay-per-views as well. So wrestling is going to change the game for streaming on Netflix and beyond, and it starts 2025. So, Triple H, he is all about making a big difference and being a game changer. Y'all know his moniker is the game. If y'all are, wrestling fanatics. And then top that off, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, is now part of the group TKO, who owns UFC and WWE. So this is going to be a whole lot that's going to happen between now and in the next couple of years. Because I believe they signed a 10-year deal with Netflix for like $5 billion. So,
but billion. Whoa.
Yeah. So the game has definitely changed on Netflix. I look forward to. I know it's going to be a whole different layout, and I know they're going to make sure that they have certain people to be on Netflix because they're going to bring in all them viewers already. So I look forward to it. It's going to be a big change. Bunny, when I brought it up, I know you was like, yeah. What was your thoughts about Raw going to Netflix?
First, I would like the Netflix team who's over this deal to tap on your shoulder, T-Bone and Sharita. Because we got some wrestling mania gurus here. Y'all gonna need some broadcasters, some commentators, some side reporting. Tap on y'all shoulder. Netflix, you hear this? We got them right here. We got T-Bone, Man Cave, and we got Sharita. They can do it. Tap on their shoulder. Please slide in their DMs. Hit them up. Y'all got this $1 billion deal now. You need some knowledgeable people who know what they're doing and have a passion for it. So just saying. I spoke it out into existence, y'all. Roll back this tape years from now and y'all be like, how did Netflix find it? Roll this tape back here.
What she said. Jobo, your thoughts?
No, I mean, I thought about T-Bone and Sharita whenever this first came out. I'm intrigued by it, and maybe I'll start actually watching more than I like I did back in the day, now that it's just going to be on Netflix. Not that we couldn't afford it or anything like that, or didn't have ways to watch it, but it's something different, on Netflix. So I think it'd be cool. Good for Netflix and good for WWE.
Yeah. And then plus, it just gives you a reason to want to go ahead and get Netflix for those who don't have it, But I was telling the wifey last night, like Netflix already got so many people already subscribed and everything. So
they did that password crackdown.
Right. And that was something else that they said. Nick Khan said was that they seen how Netflix is honing down on the password sharing and stuff like that because they don't want people just to find ways on the cheap way or scheming way to get into Netflix. You have to actually, be a member. And if you want to have someone else get your account, you got to pay for that as well. So they're making sure that, everything is done right. But like we said, man, streaming is taking over the game. So don't be surprised in the next 4 or 5 years, we see the Super Bowl on Amazon or Netflix or
that's a lot of more billions. Woo. Okay, when you say Super Bowl, you thinking just that one game, not the whole NFL. You know how DirecTV they used to have Sunday pack. I mean, NFL ticket. So you thinking one of these streaming companies gonna do a whole NFL ticket version of all the games, or are you thinking like they're just gonna do the one Super Bowl on a streaming platform?
No, they'll still honor, the Fox and ABC and, CBS. But when it comes down to what matters the most, the big game that's going to have all the viewers in the world, I guarantee you the next 4, 5, 10 years is going to be on a streaming source. I guarantee it.
Okay, I can see that now and think about it because Monday Night Football was on ESPN and that was a cable back then. Of course, that sounds so archaic, don't it? Talking about cable. But I can see that.
What's up, Coach Stringer?
Coach Stringer doing big things in the AER because she was at the Atlanta Hawks. They hosted her and her team. I saw that post, I think, yesterday, day before yesterday. I said, okay.
Yeah, Team Action No Mercy Elite doing elite things in the A. What's up with your coach? Hope all is well with you. Thanks for tuning in. showing love to the crew. We appreciate you. But yeah, so that's more breaking news. We'll have some more if something else comes our way. So let's get to our normal topics. You now have my attention. What sports story or stories has your attention? Jobo, you are first.
All right, I'm gonna get my funny one out of the way before Miss You Coach Stringer, Miss Having You on Ladies Night. Because if Buddy's not gonna be here all the way until Joe knows, I had to whip out my shirt today.
Gotta be.
Well, it's gotta be the salsa. What?
You know what that is? Who is that?
Is that Mark?
Yeah, it's Mark. What do you mean?
I was like, wait a minute. Mark.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, if you're not gonna be on the show the whole time, but I don't want to be negative and talk about that. I want to be negative and talk about something else. All right. So I don't know if you guys. This was like something 6 months ago, a year ago. About in 2018, there was a World Juniors team for hockey that sexually assaulted a girl, and it was local at first too, because like people that were mentioned, there was 2 Blues players on there. Thankfully, they're not on this list that I'm about to say now, but the 2 names were Jordan Kyrou and Robert Thomas. But they said, they weren't a part of this, and today, part of yesterday, and then today came out. There's 5 players that they were told to surrender to London, Ontario police to face charges of sexual assault. And so I'm reading it off my phone right now. But yeah, so they surrendered, and Corey, I can't remember his name. No, Carter Hart. He's a goalie for the Flyers. He's the biggest name on there that most people would know. And so yeah, if you see like the Flyers, the Devils, and I can't remember who else, their socials team just posted, like they have a leave of absence indefinitely, and that's that. But it's 5 NHLers right now that sexually assaulted one girl in 2018 whenever they were playing in the World Juniors. So all this stuff, man, it's like the Wander Franco thing, which that keeps getting worse and worse. I just don't even want to make it you got my attention every week, but this one's different. It's this freaking young kids doing this in 2018, so it's depressing.
Yeah, you just keep on seeing people, doing stuff, and you keep thinking that. They keep thinking that they can just do stuff behind the scenes and don't get caught or get caught up, and then all of a sudden you just see something, boom, splash on your screen, like, yep, it happened 8 years ago, and now it's a huge issue. Just stop doing stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? Stop using the I was young and da-da-da. Still, you're a human. You know what's right and what's wrong. And things are going to catch up with you as well.
You would think, like, me, just a normal, regular human being, just be a good person. But, like, if you are pursuing being an actor, an athlete of any shape or form, even as a kid, you would think you would, not like a kid, but, like a teenager up until now, like, be a good person, because they're going to find that stuff. People have screenshots of, guys saying stuff when they were 16, stuff that wasn't, for the crowd these days, that, what I'm saying? Like, things have changed a lot, but saying one word in 2012 wasn't as offensive as it is nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just had to watch what you're saying, because everyone takes these screenshots. They can go back and find all this stuff. And obviously this is completely different than just a screenshot of someone saying a bad word. But like, I just don't get it. What makes you think you could do that? They're entitled kids. I don't know. It's just disappointing.
Yeah. Everyone keeps receipts.
Yeah. Easiest way to say it. Yeah.
Everyone keeps receipts. Bunny, what has your attention? That mute button has a...
I was trying to unmute. My computer was not letting me be great. Okay. 5th time's a charm there. Anyway, What has my attention? A few things, but I'm not gonna do a lot like I did last week. So we could just do one topic: the firing of the Bucks head coach. That's crazy.
Excuse me, can you change it? Can you change it? The structure on Disney Plus and
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. All right. So the firing of the head coach. What I said was crazy. What's his name? Griffin, right?
Adrian Griffin.
All right. Hey, look, we didn't mess up somebody's name. Look at us for once. So Adrian Griffin got fired. I thought that was crazy. But what's crazier, the replacement for Doc Rivers. Do y'all see this man's resume?
Right.
Where did he go besides 2008 championship with the Celtics where he was successful? Besides that year, where do you see this man being successful doing the same, getting insanity, doing the same stuff but get expected different results? Ask the Clippers, ask the 76ers. And now y'all, out of all the available coaches, this is what you going? Sure. Now this reflects the Bucks organization. I thought they were doing something special when they drafted Giannis and trying to keep him and doing. Now my eyebrow or brows are raised. The firing is one part. What was word on the street? One of the stars wasn't happy. But then your replacement for him, like you definitely saying you want Dollar Time or Giannis to control this coach and knowing that they're not gonna get far in the playoffs. That's what y'all saying by hiring him. But y'all gonna be great because I'm not a Bucks fan like that. Have at it, y'all. But make it make sense. Is all I say. Make it make sense.
And just to piggyback off that, because it's very questionable. I mean, this is first year with the team, and as I said in the post, it's not like the team is 13-31 or 10-31. The team is actually 31 and 10, and in second place, I believe, in the Eastern Conference, in the standings in the Eastern Conference, and the third best team in, I believe, all of the NBA. Matter of fact, I think I have proof right here. So it's like, when have you ever seen something like this, in which you have a coach already being let go? Here we go, right here. Look at that, 30-13. Crazy. 3 games in first place, and you're let go before the All-Star break. That's something that I have never seen. And, you know, it's unfortunate, and I hate to have to bring this up, but it's like, why did it have – it seems that it had to happen to a brother. You know what I'm saying? It's like, where's the patience at? You know, but once again, 30-13. Second in the East, third best overall record in all of basketball, and he's let go. Now, some of the reasons why, they were saying that the defensive scheme, a lot of players were complaining about it. There was a lot of rumblings going on about it. Then Damian Lillard really wasn't getting adjusted to the offense and, you know, couldn't really click and stuff like that. But still, it's the first year. It's the first half of the season, and they already let go of Adrian Griffin. Then, as you just brought up, Bunny, they just signed Doc Rivers, and like you said, he hasn't really done anything since the Boston years. You know, yeah, they go to the playoffs, but then you lose after being up 3-1 in a series. You lose 3 games in a row and lose the series. You know, Miss Dub, 30-13 isn't a bad record at all. But once again, you act like Doc Rivers, not saying he's not a great coach, but he had his time. He had his moment. My issue is, what's wrong with y'all saying about maybe Mark Jackson? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, well, how come he's never mentioned in coaching anymore?
I was told something about that, but I don't know how deep dive you want to go. But it's back to the Warriors days, and it was the Warriors ownership that got rid of him. That had nothing to do with basketball, and they're offended, and I think they blackballed him because of that.
Yeah, I heard about it too, and yeah, it's crazy. But I mean, if Ime Udoka can come back after a year,
but you know how it's not fair, because if you do some if you want to say, what do you say, not a moral act, but if you do some things, it's like, well, that's, kind of quote unquote expected, so we can live with that. But this one, oh no, you can't do that. You can't, and so we're gonna blackball you or just put you off the list. Which still is kind of hypocritical because y'all still let them talk about NBA games and let him be a broadcaster. So he's still close to the game. He's still on network, face everywhere. So I don't get it, but
and what's worse is that he had to see a team, Mark Jackson, he had to see a team that he built win 3 or 4 championships right in his face because he was the one broadcasting the games. That's the ultimate slap in the face. And yet you still won't give this man a chance to coach a new team? That's just crazy.
But you know what? This is going to be a parallel. It's different, but similar. Look at Kaepernick. You blackball him, but then say we're going to try to give you opportunity, but you're really not. You're saying this in front of camera, but behind closed doors, that all the big wigs and people who got the money make the decisions like, no. It's crazy. I'm just like, yeah, it's just the other stuff that is just as wrong, not wrong. And y'all let those people get new jobs or switch organizations. If you do this, you'd be like, no. Like, really? As I said, it's hypocrisy, but the fact that the Bucks organization has shown what they are, show to people, we said we want to keep Giannis, keep him happy, send him all this money, great, put people around him. But this is how you doing their coach with a great record. I would not touch that organization. Put me with a loser organization that would try to keep me, i.e., like I said, the Spurs. I know you said that's different because Pop has proven himself, yes. But they'll let him have losing season. This ain't his first and second losing season, y'all. And they'll still keep him. Like, that organization is built around the coach, not the players. Egos and all, high talent. Because you see what happened, you don't be on board. Ask what happened to Kawhi. They shipped him off, and they ain't think two thoughts about him. And here we are. They moved on. So I like organizations ran like that. I mean, some coaches still do deserve to be fired, but at the same time, they've proven 1 year he's doing this, and the star's not happy, even though they're winning, which is what you were paid to do, is to win games. You're paid to coach games to win. Like, I'm again, loyalty and business don't mix anymore. Those were the days of yesteryear.
So what has my attention is we are seeing a uprising in NFL coaches, actually in Black NFL coaches. Over the last 2 weeks, it was announced that Gerard Mayo is the new head coach taking over for Belichick in New England. And then we have Antonio Pierce. He was the interim head coach during the past year after Josh McDaniels got let go. The Raiders just signed him as the official head coach. So shouts out to these brothers, and look at what DeMeco Ryan did for the Texans. Joe, I know how much you was following the Texans and CJ Stroud, but just seeing how these coaches are getting opportunities and they're shining. I hope that the New York Jets coach Robert Saleh, if Aaron Rodgers didn't get hurt, he may have had a different year with the Jets. But he's a great coach too. Just been put in some unfortunate situations where key guys are hurt and he just can't get the best out of his team. But I think it's just great to see these coaches, these young Black men getting opportunities to shine. And I feel just like DeMeco Ryans and the Texans, that you're going to continue to see these coaches get opportunities more and more and be successful. Your thoughts on that, buddy?
Ask Sadal stunt double to get a head coaching job, please, and thank you.
Every enemy.
That's Sadal stunt double. Y'all know that, but he definitely deserves a job to coach. At least prove yourself, And I think he will. He did it with the Chiefs' offense. And first, we kind of thought they fell off some too, but as you see in the playoffs, they're running. But I just want him to get opportunity as well. We know it's going to be some more vacancies coming up, so hopefully this is his year.
Shouts out to Brian Pettit saying hello from South Carolina, South Kakalaki. So hope everything.
What up? Is he a Gamecock fan?
Let us know in the chat, and we'll post it up for you, Brian. Joe, your thoughts in regards to these moves and, just seeing coaches like D'Amico Ryans, and now you're about to see Gerard Mayo, Antonio Pierce, and just seeing, the minorities getting more opportunities to be head coaches in the NFL.
Yeah, it's good to see. And obviously D'Amico Ryan, like you've been saying the last couple of weeks, probably going to be coach of the year. That's awesome. And I know everyone was hoping that the Raiders guy was going to stay because he deserved it. As soon as he became the interim head coach, they started to turn things around. So obviously the guys enjoyed playing with them. I don't know the one that's taken over for the Patriots, but he was there for a long time as well. So hopefully I don't like the Patriots. I liked them whenever Brady was there, but hopefully that helps them turn things around because I kind of enjoyed them being really bad this past year. But no, I mean, yeah, it's good for the sport.
Most definitely. So, and Gerard Mayo, he was a linebacker with the Patriots, so he played under Belichick, coached with Belichick, so he definitely knows the Patriot way. Just look forward to him bringing in his own flavor, his own style to, the Patriots. Go ahead, buddy.
So with Belichick gone, we know his success was because of Brady. If, let's say, Belichick had a quarterback like a average one or sub-average, would he not have been successful? I mean, I'm asking this because if they're changing coaches and he has some of the same personnel, why do we expect to see something different? Is Belichick an old school coach and a new guy's going to be a younger flavor to it, or what?
Well, that's the thing, is that's one of the reasons why Belichick got let go and why he hasn't signed on to a different team yet, because I feel that his best days are definitely behind him, and he may be like the Cardinals are, where you're just out of the times right now in regards to, your approach on football. We'll talk about that later on. And Brian did say, Bundy, he is a Clemson fan.
Oh, okay. Well, then I don't have to talk mess with you. Okay. I would say that because I like Don Staley and the women's basketball team in South Carolina. I love Don Staley. Dope. And I'm happy for success. As far as the men, they did the upset against Kentucky on was that yesterday? Yeah, so anyway, I ain't gonna talk stuff. I'll let you be your Auburn fan.
And just to add on, South Carolina plays LSU. I believe it's either today or tomorrow. So that's going to be an incredible game for the women, for the game of basketball for the women. It's going to be dope. So stay tuned for that. But going back to Gerard Mayo, yes, I feel he'll keep that Patriot way going, but he's going to integrate his own flavor to it and be like, you know what, we've been doing this for too long. Let's change that and let's start doing this, because you really want to get these young guys, tuned in, honed in, to your message. So I look forward to seeing what he's going to do. Brian says she is a great coach in regards to Don Staley. And he's showing love to our favorite fan, Miss Dub. So Brian, welcome. I see this is your first time watching the show, so we appreciate it. And share the word about our show. Goes down every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We've been consistent with this thing for almost 7 years. So we've been holding these down with great guests, great shows. So spread the word about what we have going on with the platform Sports Talk Show. There we go. Bunny giving sign languages and everything. I'm like, what you doing? Giving out game signs?
You said 7 years. I had to do the old school count. Count
like,
like
wait a minute.
Girls.
Hey.
Damn, 7 years.
Right. I mean, hey, like back then, show number one, I didn't have all this gray hair. I may have had a little bit, but I didn't have all this gray hair, that y'all see right now. So, hey, we growing, but we still look good, y'all. And it ain't going to stop anytime soon. So, let's transition to an incredible weekend of NFL football as we have the divisional round games. Man, incredible games. Just overall, what was y'all thoughts in regards to the games? Joe, I know that you was pleading for better games than what we had the wild card round. So just overall, what were your thoughts in regards to the divisional round of games?
The guys gave it to us. They gave us good games this past weekend. I know the ending score for the Ravens and Texans makes it seem like it was an ass whooping, but I feel like it was a decently close game for a little bit, especially with all the flags thrown in there by the Texans, which was so freaking annoying. But no, I mean, went into the half tied and just kind of took over from there. But all the games were close, and missing by, a field goal here and there, an interception. I mean, it pretty much had just about everything.
Most definitely. How about yourself, Bunny?
Definitely some semi nail biters and definitely up and down roller coaster rides for a couple of games, but I'm excited. Even had my grandma engaged in it, and she didn't watch football since my papa was alive, and that was literally 40 years ago. So it was definitely some good action, as Jobo said. Yeah, they gave us what we wanted. Definitely closer match games, and I can't wait now for this conference championship. But shout out to with the Lions. Having gotten this far since Jobo was probably born. Definitely shout out to the Bills living up to the name to where they just keep falling flat at the wrong time. It feel like it's almost deja vu from the 90s with the 4 Super Bowl losses in a row. I damn near feel like this is what's going on with them. In these games, like how? This is your home turf. I'm not saying the Chiefs was supposed to be, an easy beat, but it's like, you had it in your hands, and just what is going on here?
Had it right. It was right there.
Man, like I don't even know what. Again, I don't practice all the time. I don't even, pump iron like they do. I don't look at film, so I'm just a armchair quarterback here. But damn, that's what I said, deja vu from the 90s. What are you doing?
All right, well, let's go ahead and break down these games, man. So, Detroit Lions and the Buccaneers. Sorry, Joe, for showing your husband on the screen right now. But it was a great game. I was very impressed with the Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield. Going to the year, I didn't have any high expectations for the Buccaneers. I think I still have them in the division because of how bad the division is in the NFC South. But he actually showed up and did some great things that game. Just had that one moment where you see on your screen where he threw the interception and the Lions won, and they're going to the NFC Championship game. But yes, I was just so impressed with the Lions. And I mean, I know I've seen their stadium years back. I think they were part of a Super Bowl years back. But just seeing the stadium, you know what I'm saying? And everyone in Detroit just going crazy. You're seeing people in the stands crying. You saw Aiden Hutchinson just sit there and just soak in the moment after they won. Just all good vibes. And for Joe and I to see this coming, to see this matriculating throughout the last year, and now the Lions are in the NFC Championship game. So great game right there. And Brian says, go 49ers. T-Bone.
T-Bone. Okay.
T-Bone has a new fan.
Ask Brian, does he have a Bill Cosby sweater with the 49ers on it like T-Bone? Just ask him.
Right. Your thoughts, Joe?
Well, I mean, this was I wanted the Lions to win because that's our team, but I wanted to see Baker come through there at the end, because he did play a great game. Oh my gosh, Mike Evans, dude's a stud. He's a stud.
Yes,
my gosh, what a game by him as well. So I wanted to see it go into overtime. That would have been fun, but it was a good game. You can't really complain as a fan of the sport with that game, honestly.
And Bunny.
Yeah, I was torn to who to root for. I wanted the Lions because it's been forever, so they like the quote unquote underdogs. I'm like, technically they weren't because they had a better record anyway. But still, as far as they're not being in the playoffs, so I was like, yeah, root for them. Then I'm like, no, I want the Bucks. And for one, but Brady's not there and they're still thriving. But then two, shout out to their head coach. They barely got in, but then they've been doing good. So I was kind of torn, but it was definitely a roller coaster. It's one of the games Grandma was watching, y'all. She was like hearing us get excited and all emotional. And mind you, my grandma's 98 years old. So she wanted to know, what are they screaming about? What are they? And we're into it. We loved it. So yeah, Hopefully next year the Bucks can make it back, but I'm happy for the Lions. It's past due. And Barry Sanders, since he never got to get this far.
Let's talk about the other NFC game as my screen loads up. It's going a little bit slow, but there we go. Green Bay, San Fran. Jordan Love had a good game until the very end, similar to Baker Mayfield. You had the opportunity to have a great run that can be like one of those legacy, like, you know, here he comes. It's his moment. It's his time. But he threw a interception. He went off the back leg, tried to make a play, a rookie mistake, or I know he's not a rookie right now, but a young player mistake to try to make a play off your back leg, especially against a team like the 49ers, Brian's favorite team. And but it was a great showing for the Packers. I didn't see them going this far, and Jordan Love proved me wrong. They really did a wonderful job. I think one of the biggest issues for that game was how Green Bay was just smashing San Fran with a running game. And you kind of like went away from that when it mattered the most. It's like you had to stick with what had y'all going throughout the game. And I think it was a Brian Jones, the running back, but he was just killing it. I'm like, good Lord, every time he had the ball, he was getting like 15-something yards, on the ground. But overall, once again, great game. There is a big issue. And I believe, yes, Brian already got it up here. Nick Bosa did not participate in practice. You know he's a big player. Deebo Samuel did not show up to practice, or Trent Williams just for a rest. But if we talk about the predictions, but it's going to be crucial to have definitely Deebo on the offensive side for that team. So stay tuned. What y'all thoughts on the San Fran and Green Bay game?
Another good close game, and shoot, I mean, I think I said last week it would have been cool to see the Texans and Green Bay make it to the Super Bowl, just because no one thought they were going to make it this far to begin with. You know, two young quarterbacks going at it. So, but I mean, the Niners, even without Deebo Samuel, like, they're just good. They're just good. So, cheers to you, T-Bone. I know.
No cheers to T-Bone, because I was going for Love. I was trying, even though like you said he's not a rookie, this young black quarterback trying to make his mark and was actually getting a little farther than what people thought he would. So I kind of feel like how when Favre did the transition to Aaron Rodgers and people weren't sure about Rodgers because Favre had that big old footprint on the organization, what he did. Something was probably going to happen with Love. So everybody knew what Rodgers did with the organization, gave them a Super Bowl. And it's like, Love, people not sure. Now he's shown like, I can do it. I hope, as long as they keep the good players around him, I can definitely see next year he's going even further. And he can bring another Super Bowl to the Packers. So it was a good game, though. I just thought they were going to pull it off. But here we go. Got T-Bone smiling ear to ear. 49ers going back to the NFC Championship.
All right. On the flip side, AFC, Ravens and the Texans. And, Joe, I know you was big on, and I was too, supporting CJ Stroud and what he was doing with the Texans. But they just came up short against a team that is probably the best team in all of football. And I put this in the chat. Y'all saw it. In the first half, Lamar Jackson was not getting hit like that all year long until the first half of that game against the Texans when he was just getting hit. I'm like, what is going on? I said, if Lamar Jackson doesn't find a way in the second half, they're going to be in trouble. Halftime came, second half, Lamar Jackson showed up like, okay, let me let y'all know who I am. And him and the Ravens, just took off. The Texans didn't have no chance. The Ravens defense showed up. CJ Stroud, not saying he looked more like a rookie, but let's just say the Ravens put the Texans in their place. And once again, Lamar Jackson really showed up and showed out and why he is an elite quarterback and why this was a important game for him to win, because if they did not win last weekend, he would have been crucified. But he ain't got to worry about it now. You go ahead, Bunny.
Oh, I was gonna say, Lamar said, "Y'all probably forgot who I am, so let me reintroduce myself."
Right.
That multi-million-dollar man who was his own agent in off season. Oh, y'all about to get your money's worth. So I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you, and he did that.
That's what's up.
He had this on Twitch. Yay, appreciate you.
Thank you. And he already subscribed to our channel on YouTube. So, man, definitely appreciate the love, man. And want to keep it going. You know, we give love back. You know, we're gonna talk about it. We give love back. We reciprocate the love as well. So, we got you, B. Jobo, your thoughts?
First off, why you gotta do my man CJ like that with his pick?
Right. I didn't even think about it. I'm like, yeah, good luck.
He's a cute kid. You're over here putting this up there. Anyway.
Look, Lamar's like, this is where I am, and CJ, this is where you are, bro.
Listen, though. CJ was like that the whole game, though, because the O-line, like, I don't even say that. The defense for the Ravens was just all over them. Flies on poop, honestly. Like, that's what it was like. I'm surprised it was tied at halftime. Like, he had no time to do anything the entire freaking game. So, but yeah, I mean, the Ravens just dominated that second half. You know, it's like it's crazy going into the halftime. I think it ended with the Texans sacking Lamar twice to end the half. And you're like, okay, let's go. You got momentum. And then second half just completely over. And I know Lamar said post game that he dropped. There's a lot of cussing going on at halftime to try to get the boys, you know, back into it. So, I mean, I don't have a team that I am 100% like. I mean, obviously, I'm cheering for the Lions because you know, but like, if the 49ers win, I'm not going to be mad. But the only team I'll be mad about if they win is the Chiefs. So let's go Ravens.
And I wonder why.
And hold on. And I did also see my cousin just posted it in our chat that let me pull it up. It's right here. Whoever beats Josh Allen in the playoffs always loses their next playoff game. It's never failed, apparently. So let's see what happens.
Which leads us to that game.
And it's not because of what you're thinking of, because I've not liked the Chiefs last year or the year before. So it's not just because
I ain't saying the name. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to be good and avoid saying the name for you, Jobo. But let's talk about the game, though. Bills and Chiefs. It was an incredible atmosphere. And let's see. Oh, Miss Dub says the Josh Allen curse. We're going to find out if there's a curse, especially with these predictions coming up very soon. But, yeah, an amazing scene. There was no issues with fans getting into the game because all the fans came out a day before and shoveled all the snow. So all the seats were ready this time. But it was the game. It was the moment that Josh Allen needed. You know, it was like it was the perfect redemption story from what happened a couple of years ago in the divisional round, losing to the Chiefs because of not getting the ball in overtime. So everything was right there for the taking. I'm sure everyone who's watching this show right now saw the game and how the Bills were right there. It was back and forth for a while against KC. And it just shows how great, once again, Pat Mahomes is for real too. But back and forth. Could no defense stop the offense. Then you had the big moments where the Bills tried a fake punt, gave it to Damar Hamlin, and he failed, didn't succeed. So Chiefs had the ball back. I was telling my wife, the Buffalo Bills just messed up. They just effed up. That's it. Because now the Chiefs were already up by like 3 points. If they had one touchdown, they would have been up by 2 scores, right? So y'all saw what happened. Chiefs get the ball. They driving down to the end zone. Nicole Hartman caught the ball, was going to the end zone. He stands his arm out. The ball gets hit, and it goes over the end zone. Now, what are y'all thoughts in regards to that rule that the NFL made a couple of years ago that if an offensive player reaches over the power line or the end zone and the ball gets hit from his hand and the ball goes over the end zone, it's a touchback. What are y'all thoughts on that rule? Do you think that that's a fair rule, or should it be that maybe the team get penalized and go back to a 20-yard line or something, or is it fair for the other team to get the ball immediately back? I'll start with you, Bunny.
What are my thoughts on that rule? I don't know. I mean, it worked to the Bills' advantage, but they didn't capitalize. But I don't know, because when I saw the replay over and over, I'm like, okay, it was a fumble, but I don't know if it was worth touching or if it's fine how it is. I'm not sure. But at that time, it did do what it was supposed to do. He fumbled it, end zone, touchback. But what was the old rule? It was just a fumble. Whoever recovered gets the ball back.
Well, the ball went out of bounds.
So what was the old rule? Did that happen with the old rule? What happens if it's out of bounds?
So I'm sorry. So if it didn't cross the end zone and it went out of bounds, it just would have been the ball dead at that spot. So if the ball went out of bounds at the 1 yard line, it would have been at the 1 yard line. But because it went over the end zone, it's considered a touchback. And so obviously the other team gets the ball, which a lot of people are saying that's a dumb rule. I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence with it. You know how I am. It's like if you know what the rule is, you gotta abide by the rule. And Hartman and the other wide receiver, I can't think of his name right now for the Chiefs, but they just been having issues all year in regards to making plays. And yes, you want to be the hero and you want to extend your arm like Superman and try to have that play, but you're also at risk of what just happened, So going back to that moment, I'm like, oh, here we go. And then that play happened. I was telling my wife, Jamie, I'm like, did you just see what happened? This is crazy. The Bills had the opportunity, they blew it. The Chiefs had the opportunity, and they blew it. So then the Bills get the ball back, and we all saw what happened, of course, that the Bills drove the ball eventually down the field late in the game, and in typical Bills fashion.
Line he will. 44 yards, Bass. No, he doesn't make it. Wide right. Wow. The two most dreaded words in Buffalo.
The rest is history.
Other deja vu from the 90s. They just can't catch a win when they're supposed to. It's crazy.
And the rest is history. Now, Miss Dub, before that kick, I was telling my wife, I said, that wind is dangerous. The wind is blowing. But on that kick, if you saw the flags were not moving like it was earlier. Maybe on the other end of the end zone, it was moving, a little faster. But on this kick, the flags were now she said it's going to the right. But let's play it again real quick and just watch the flags and see if they're moving on the
he will. 44 yards, Bass. No, he doesn't make it. Wide right. Wow. The two most dreaded words in Buffalo.
So the flags on the other end zone were moving more, but you can see the other ones were moving a little bit. But I mean, football though, and any little bit of anything, it's gonna I mean, the first thing they showed before they showed anyone on the field was the flags in Buffalo freaking flying, but it sucks, what do you do? It sucks so bad. But if you're one of those people out there that if you're one of the people sending death threats to this kicker, though, shame on you. Get over yourself. Dude had to deactivate all his socials because he's getting death threats. So be better. It's a game.
Yeah. And Brian, I did see that the NFL had the most viewers for a divisional round game ever in history. So that was pretty amazing. The divisional round games always been like that 1 week where it just be super, super crazy and exciting. Miss Dub says she was surprised. She thought that he'd make it. Now we in the chat. I want to bring this up before we continue on with our predictions. But in the chat, Stan was blaming Josh Allen for that loss, and I was like, no, I can't see him this time being the reason why they lost. In the past, yes, because he's been turnover prone. He'll make a bad decision, throw the ball to the other team, and it's a wrap. But this game here, now the offensive play calls wasn't the best in regards to allowing him to throw the ball a whole lot, because they pretty much ran the ball the whole game, which was killing the Chiefs, truthfully.
And it worked, yeah, because they know they wanted him throwing because interception came, but it made sense and it worked in their favor.
Right. But, you know, you pay this guy money. He's supposed to be the guy. You have to allow him to be the guy. But I don't put him in fault for the loss. You know, he's not the one who missed the kick, or he isn't the one who had the ball thrown right to his fingers and missed it. You know, he made plays. He may have had a misread or two, but that doesn't say, oh, well, he's the reason why they lost. Although same old Josh Allen. To me, I just can't put the blame on Josh Allen for that game. What are y'all thoughts? I'll start with you, Bunny.
I agree. You're right. That in that fourth quarter specifically, no missed field goal was on his hands, and the drop ball in the end zone. That catcher, as my daddy says, if that ball touches your hands, you should be able to catch it. Bring it in, do something. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't have put this on the Josh Allen. And like I said, he didn't have any interceptions. Y'all know, like I said, he was turnover king, so that's why they had him running the ball more, and it worked. That game plan, I give it to the coaching staff that they could have tweaked a couple other stuff, but the game plan for the offense to run the ball, it worked. We didn't have turnovers based off of interceptions, and it, like you said, it gave the Chiefs a run for their money. Like, that game was much closer than what the Chiefs thought it probably was going to be, and they didn't think it was going to go back and forth like that. And maybe they thought, because they, you know, on the road, you know, a lot of people saying, you know how the Chiefs are going to act. Mahomes never played on the road. Mahomes in the first half did look like, yeah, we in trouble. But slowly but surely, with the third quarter, they got adjusted. Like, both teams make adjustments, but the Chiefs was in it the whole time, though. But yeah, it wasn't a Josh Allen L, though. Definitely not.
I just think a lot of times, you know, I mean, the quarterback, everyone's going to blame the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's a pitcher on the mound and he's getting hit around a little bit, it's going to be only his fault and not the defense that couldn't make a play or the offense that couldn't score some runs. And that's the same thing with, you know, any sport. But I thought Josh Allen looked great. You know, like the last 2 weeks, those are some good playoff games by him. So, stating you're wrong, take an L.
Right. That's the one thing he don't want to do is take an L. He'll find some kind of way to try to be, you know, whatever. That's his stand. But you know, we love him. Shouts out to you, Stan. I think he's in California right now doing this thing. So shouts out.
Nice and warm.
Right. So he's good. He ain't worried about being wrong right now. Let's see. Shouts out to Thomas Brixton showing love in the chat.
What up, Tommy?
Going. Get them shares going. Let's get more people tuned in. We're loving what we're seeing. Let's engage with our listeners, our followers right now. Thank you very much for tuning into the Platform Sports Talk Show. Yeah, so going back to Mahomes, as I said before, just to me, he's shown why he's just on a whole different level. Truthfully, he's on a whole different level. His first playoff game since he's been in the league, goes to the hostile situation, hostile environment in Buffalo, and ends up feeling good, and ready for the conference championship games, in which it is now time, y'all, to go ahead and give our preview and predictions for this upcoming Sunday. And it should be a great matchup because we have the matchup of Patrick Mahomes.
Wait a minute. Yeah, really? I feel like, okay, he pressed the wrong button. He trying to be funny. Okay.
And Jared Goff versus Brock Purdy.
What in the world am I looking at, right?
So wrong for this. He's so wrong for this.
I had to use it. I saw it on social media. I said, you know what? I have to use this picture. Once again, we have Mahomes versus Lamar Jackson and Jared Goff versus Brock Purdy. It goes down this weekend. And ladies, let's start off first with the Ravens and the Chiefs at Baltimore. Bunny, give us your thoughts on this game and your prediction on who's going to go to the Super Bowl from the AFC.
Well, if we run the tapes back from August, yeah, I was Team Lamar back then in the Ravens. So I know I'm still in it. I'm just not a person hopping on the bandwagon. I said it back then. I'm still for it now. Let's go, Lamar. So that's my predictions. Ravens are going to win it. But this is going to be a hell of a game. Y'all talk about probably the two elite quarterbacks in the league right now. This is a hell of a game. Now, Mahomes got a couple of Super Bowl wins already. Trying to go for that three-peat. Well, technically not three-peat, but you know what I mean. Lamar is trying to get his first one. So the skill level is, like I said, elite. However, both their games are not the same. There's some similarities, but there's some differences. But I just can't wait. Now, I don't know how the Ravens are going to pull it off, and we can say being at home will help, but they're going to do something. But boy, oh boy, I cannot wait. The other game, not so much. I'm sorry.
I mean, if the Ravens defense looked as good as it did this past weekend, then Ravens, but freaking Chiefs, man. They're just here. They didn't even have that great of a year, and they're here. So,
I'm sorry, you anti-Chiefs or pro-Chiefs?
Anti.
Oh, okay, cool.
Man, I want to pick because I think I went like 1 for 4 last week.
Give
So
me
I'm scared to pick.
Redeem yourself. No, redeem yourself. I got faith in you.
All right. Should I go who I think's gonna win or who I want to win?
If you have money on it, you go on who you think. Don't put your heart out of it and put your money into it.
All right. I don't want it, but I'm gonna say the Chiefs.
Okay, good. So to jump on our opposite pages here, this is definitely gonna be good in the chat. Yeah.
Now, remember, I don't want them to win. But and what Brian's saying right there, it makes me think of something I've seen on social media is the Chiefs and the Astros, they've been on the same path for about 6-7 years now. They're always right here. The championship game, going to the World Series or to the Super Bowl. So, I mean, I'm never going to count out the Astros, so I might as well just pick the Chiefs. History's on my side, I guess.
So for me, Lamar Jackson did a huge thing last Saturday by defeating the Texans, not by himself, but of course being one of the main reasons why. And it was just big for him to get over that hump. The Ravens have the best team in the NFL. Just talent-wise, is there. They are at home. But I'm really big on having that experience and knowing what it is to be in the limelight and dealing with that pressure. I don't trust right now that Lamar Jackson can handle the pressure of knowing that you're one win away from going to the biggest game of your life, the Super Bowl. Something that Mahomes has done for the last 3 out of the 5 years that he's been the quarterback. He knows how to get there. He knows what it takes, whether it's on the road, as you saw last week, or previously, him being at home. But he just finds a way to look comfortable in the pressurized situations. And he's already being talked about being on that same level or past, not saying because of Brady has more rings, but just because of just what he does in regards to the effect he has on the game and how calm his demeanor is and how he, with less parts, because we've seen what he's been doing with or not with as many great receivers as they had in the past, but they're still there. I'm going with the experience and knowing how to deal with that pressure, being in a big spotlight moment as in a AFC championship game. I have the Chiefs winning that game.
So you talking about experience. So what would the Ravens need to have experience? They've been in the playoffs before. Of course, Lamar got injured last year; they didn't get to go. But I'm just saying, like, what else are you looking for?
I mean, this is a start for Lamar Jackson. His first time in the conference championship game. So get the feel. You know what I'm saying? They say that the great players learn from losses. I did say that the Chiefs are going to win, but this could be something that could propel Lamar Jackson to be like, okay, I got my feet wet. Now, this deep in the playoffs. Now I know how it feels. I want more. What can I do to get back to this point again, but this time win? While Mahomes is already there, like, I don't care who you is, I don't care what team, I don't care where we're playing at, I don't care about how less of a great wide receiver core I have, I'm still going to will my team to win. And I just think that Patrick Mahomes has a better will to make his team win the game in any kind of situation right now than Lamar Jackson. Talked about it last week how Lamar Jackson and CJ Stroud going to last week. They retired in playoff victories. This is a big thing here. You're one game away from going to the freaking Super Bowl. Can Lamar handle the pressure? He has to prove to me that he can, right? But and Patrick Mahomes has already done that. That's why I'm going with Mahomes.
Okay. Well, they prove you wrong, but okay.
So on the other side, Detroit Lions, San Fran. Oh, and Brian has 31-24 Chiefs, and he has the 49ers, no surprise, beating the Lions. Let's see, Miss Dub says Mahomes has learned from past mistakes. Exactly. And like I said, we'll see what Lamar Jackson, if he proves me wrong, hey, shouts out to him. He deserves it. I ain't going to be mad, just a prediction, but they're just my thoughts in regards to the mentality and how you can handle the pressure going to a big game like this weekend. But yes, going back to the Lions and San Fran, it's going to be at San Fran. Bunny, your prediction.
I'm going to pull a Jobo. My heart wants one team, but reality is going to be another. So I want the Lions to win, but I know the 49ers are going to pull it off and then some. Yeah. Party. Yeah.
I'm going, this is a little bit of both. One, and I think is actually going to win, but I think the Lions are going to pull this off, guys. I truly do think they're going to pull this off. Sorry, Brian. I'm sorry, T-Bone. Also, I want to read you guys a funny X Twitter, whatever. This is for Annie. The Lions went 0-16 this century and still made it into the conference championship before Dallas. God bless. That's brutal, man. That's brutal. But yeah, I'm going Lions. We're gonna have a Chiefs Lions Super Bowl.
Nah.
So this was a tough one for me. And the only reason I'm saying this is because I brought up earlier, actually Brian did. But if Brock Purdy doesn't have Deebo Samuel on that field with him, I just can't see them beating the Lions this weekend. So I'm going to go with the Lions. Jared Goff, he has been, I'm going back to the experience factor. He has been in the Super Bowl before. He know what it takes to win a big game like a conference championship game. So I'm going to say that the Lions will continue on and they'll upset San Fran this weekend. Sorry, Brian. Sorry, T-Bone. But I'm going to say that the Lions are going to make some noise and make the upset this weekend. So those are our predictions. Look forward to this weekend. It's going to be an incredible game. Games. So let me go back. There should be some incredible games going on this Sunday, and we look forward to it. It's going to be a lot of people on the edge of their seats like, oh, here we go. Do y'all feel like both games are going to be close, or maybe one blowout.
I don't see any blowouts. Nah.
Yeah, I think maybe not, by 3 points, but I think they're going to be close, both of them.
Got you. All right. While I have you on here, Bunny, before you go, let's get to the NBA real quick. Golden State Warriors. I brought this up in a promo. Hope y'all checked it out. But Golden State isn't looking too good right now. My wife probably watching like, why are you talking about this right now? Because, of course, that's her team. But this is what Steve Kerr said a few weeks ago. He thinks that the Warriors have lost his spirit, his confidence, and belief. And I think we brought this up a few weeks ago, Bunny. I'm not sure if he's on the show or not. But you're looking at Draymond. He had the suspension. We all know why. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, they're all getting older. So it's like father time. Not saying Steph Curry is slowing all the way down, but the usage, the mileage, and Klay Thompson just doesn't look as elite anymore. And I also saw a few players were complaining about their roles with the Warriors. And one of the other players I saw was Jonathan Kuminga. He's been with the team for a couple of years now. He said, sometimes I come out the game not knowing what I did, and that messes with my head. It's like, what do they want me to do? I can pass. I can do different. SHIT. Then Moses Moody, he's frustrated with his role in Golden State. So you're hearing players now criticizing how their roles are being played right now in Golden State, and then adding on once again to what Draymond Green has been going through or put the team through, and the ages of Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. Do y'all feel like, or Bunny, do you feel like we're seeing an end of an era with Golden State and their winning ways?
Yes. But I said this after, let me see. So when they beat the Celtics, what was that? In 2022? Right? They beat the Celtics in 2022, correct? For the championship? Yeah. All right. After that one, I said, I don't see them doing that again, or they could come close but not again, because main thing, Father Time. That's the only person undefeated in the league. So, secondly, if we fast forward to today, we see Draymond got the suspension. Then, of course, the assistant coach died unexpectedly. So that doesn't help them either. But it's inevitable. That's all. Father Time. Now, granted, if you want to compare, like, hey, you say Steph got a lot of mileage, Klay got mileage, and after his injury, he came back, but he's still maybe not all, like, he comes back, but sometimes he has this little spurts where he doesn't do good. And you compare it to LeBron, like, well, LeBron got the same amount of mileage, actually a little more than Steph, but still, what's the difference? Well, they have been a unit. They, meaning Splash Brothers plus Draymond, been a unit for years, and that don't happen often in this league. Somebody always leave or get traded, but that nucleus has just had its peak. It's now other people have gotten better around them and don't have the injuries and all that other stuff prohibiting them from beating the Warriors. So these people complaining, and you're gonna have somebody upset in their feelings about PT and all that. But Steve Kerr did not get to this level and coaching them to be great and get them championships if he didn't know what he was doing either. So now with this direction the team has never been since Steve Kerr has been at the helm, that is an issue because he's never dealt with this before. He came in, it was already winning. He helped them get their championships faster, but this is just new territory. So at this point, last year when I knew they got rid of Jordan Poole, I'm like, they're slowly going to dismantle the team. Draymond may not be on a trading block, but they're not going to keep doing stuff to keep them together. They ran their course. The peak has already been met. It's a wrap.
And I'm surprised. Even the wifey said sad but true. I'm still mad at them for trading KD. Yeah, she's gonna never get over that.
Dad, don't do JB like that. I know she gonna never get over that.
she's not.
To leave on his own, though. JB in his defense, KD wanted to leave on his own too, though. That's a whole nother topic because look at his track record. He moves around, and it's like only time he got the ring was with the Warriors, and now he's been with two other teams since then. It's not the same, but whole nother subject.
Yeah, and as you see on your screen, the Warriors, yes, it's still early. It's not the All-Star break yet. I think it'll be in the next 2 weeks or so. But they are 18-22, currently in 12th place. They're not even in the play-in tournament at this time, but they're just one game out of that spot. So a trade could happen. You just never know. But just right now, you're just not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel for the Warriors at this moment. So, Bunny, I know that you got. Excuse me, I know that you have to go. But did you have any last words before you go ahead and sign out?
Yeah, freaking Fred won't let me be great to get my last words out. Okay, one momento. So, long story short, I'm excited for this NFL conference championships. Can't wait for the Super Bowl, baby. Hey, I know I'm showing my age, but y'all can't say Usher has not been putting in hits and entertaining for decades. This man has been around since the 90s, y'all. Not early 90s, mid late 90s, but still, the man, I'm telling you, like y'all got hyped before Riri. We got hyped when 50, Mary J, and Dr. Dre, which is good, but Usher, man, that's gonna be just as good as the Super Bowl game, baby. I probably more hyped than that the national game. Ain't that right, Butterball? My final thoughts on that.
And I believe that the Ladies Night crew will be actually having the predictions for the Super Bowl leading up to the game as well. So look forward to y'all predictions when y'all have y'all show in 2 weeks as well, Bunny.
I'm here for that. Yes, we will get that together for you. And in the meantime, NBA, we'll see what happens. Trade deadline is still a month away, but we'll see what's the shaking and baking gonna be going on and who's competitive, and see if that whole firing of the Bucks coach was worth it or not. Probably not, but there. But yeah, and college hoops, same like last week's move. Billy Gibson they got together. The Tigers they got together. Like God.
Slew just lost again. So
that's what I said. It same like last week. We got deja vu. Just a whole other week. Same results.
Real quick, before you go, it is so bad that, and I gotta add the Blues to this too, Joe. But for real, seriously, I can't watch the Blues, I can't watch the Billikens, and I can't watch the Tigers. Just all three right now are just not giving good vibes right now. So the wifey and I might put the game on for a second to see how it looks. Then I'm like, okay, yeah, moving on. We'll go ahead and watch Love and Hip Hop. Seriously, like it's just that bad right now. And y'all know I love to watch my local sports, but when it looks bad, it's hard for me to watch. And it's like, you know what, we can just have some quality time together. Come on, wife, let's watch SWAT.
We watching the old show right now, Breaking Bad. Me and Chris are binge watching that. We just he ain't into the Lakers. Lakers are making him mad too. So it's just like, yeah, we all taking L's in the sports.
Let me see here. ACC. Okay. Yeah. So like I said, it's just bad times right now for SLU and Mizzou and the Blues, but talk about the Blues later on, Joe. But Bunny, you have a great rest of your evening and look forward to seeing you on Ladies Night.
All right, gentlemen and Miss Lady. Thank you all. Stay warm. See you soon.
Peace.
Peace out. All right. Once again, this is your Wednesday night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. Your boy Smooth along with
Joe. There
we go. Saw a comment earlier from Thomas. He was talking about Florida State, too early ranking, too low. Right? It's super early for me to say anything about Florida State and the rankings for next year. So Thomas, I gotta wait till we see what happens with the rest of college football coming up and next year. Especially with the quarterback from Florida State who got hurt, didn't play. Then he's going to the league, but it's too early to tell right now. They had a great run, but unfortunately their quarterback got hurt and didn't make it to the college football playoff. And then they got mollywopped by Georgia. But like I said, right now I can't really call it. It's kind of hard for experts to say, they should be the top 25 team next year when you just don't know what's going to roll out, especially with the NIL and the transfer portal. So when it's that closer time to college football, definitely check back with us in regards to that, Thomas, and we'll talk about college football and these teams coming up. Let me see here. Said B had fun, enjoyed it. Okay, Brian. So once again, your wins tonight, Sports Delight. Let's keep on going with these topics. And Jobo, bad news that happened over the last week. Sports Illustrated is letting go of all of their staff. They are over. They've been around for decades, been a staple in the sports community. With great magazines, anywhere you go, you saw Sports Illustrated. And we just want to take our time now to just show love to one of the dopest magazines ever for those who love sports. So we took the time to go ahead and, pick out a few covers that we both enjoyed that, that meant something to us. So Jobo, let's go ahead and talk about some of your favorite Sports Illustrated covers.
Yeah, I love these. First, I'll work my way to the left, but obviously you got all the legends with the Cardinals there, and then they redid it again. I think that was like 2013. So that was awesome to see. We had whenever they started the what was it called when the Blues and the Cardinals did their team up? Like they just did a team up, team STL something. I don't know. It was cool because yeah, and that was all over the place, So it's cool seeing Oshie, who was like the face of the Blues at the time, and Wainwright, doing a cover together. Obviously, the best one right there is Petro hoisting the cup. That's still probably one of the most badass photos I've ever seen in my life. I got that one here at the house. Then you got. I remember seeing this Bryce Harper magazine in the library in high school, and just hearing about him coming up. That's just like someone you talked about when you were at practice and whatnot, and then he's up here, and everyone knows. I'm sure you'll probably show it on yours. That's why I didn't put it on there. But the LeBron's chosen one, and that's the Bryce Harper was baseball's chosen one, and I mean, he's lived up to that so far. And then up to the Astros one, it's just cool because the George Springer and the rainbow jerseys, that was years before they actually won in 2017, predicting it, and then you got the year after of him holding that magazine and Tuve holding the trophy.
That's dope.
So that's just some of them out there. There was a funny one I saw of Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa wearing togas.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's so many out there, so many good ones to choose from. But this I just kept it kind of locally, and then Bryce Harper and the Astros.
And then, like you said, the one on the right with the legends of McCarver, Gibson, Shannon, Brock, Cepeda. I mean, that picture there, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty amazing, man. Cardinal history right there. But yeah, Joe, you talking about you think you know me and everything. You think you know who I might have on my covers and everything. And dang it, you right.
There he be.
So, as you said earlier about LeBron James, yes, the chosen one. And, I wasn't a collector. I didn't have it in the house. I always, was out and about. I'll see it, whatever. But I had to choose ones that were, big moments in my life and, just stood out. So, LeBron James, of course, the first high school athlete to be on the cover. And it's so big because he is in rarefied air that he exceeded expectations. You'll have certain guys who, they'll try to crown this person this, or he's gonna be the best player in the game, and whatever. But LeBron actually did that and more. He has over exceeded expectations from, having ESPN going to his high school games and just his maturity during that time to everything that he's gone through, and to see where he's at now, leading the NBA in all in points scored at all times. And all time scoring record. It's just crazy, but it just shows that he was ready for the challenge, and he did it. Up next, Mark McGwire. Y'all know about that crazy home run year, him and Sammy Sosa. Just that game right there where he hit, I believe, 70, and it was just an incredible moment in St. Louis. Every game you just had to watch. It was just so amazing how people would like be at Busch Stadium and it'd be jam-packed of fans there for batting practice, Joe. For batting practice. I remember I went to a game. This was after the year that he, had the record. But I went to a game and I saw him hit a home run, and I think the ball is still flying somewhere right now to this day. like that's how crazy it was to watch him play, and just during that time, and just seeing St. Louis getting that spotlight, because it wasn't like we were winning championships during that time, but because of what Mark McGwire did for the game, it was just amazing. You brought the Blues earlier, Petro, that scene right there. Just amazing. Never will forget about that moment ever. And then Michael Jordan, my favorite NBA player. That shot against Utah. It's like I brought up about Patrick Mahomes. There's certain guys, they just know when to shine when it matters the most. And Michael Jordan is, you can use them as a verb, as an adjective, as whatever you want to use them for in regards to being clutch, to showing up when it matters. Jordan is that guy, and that shot was so cold in Salt Lake City. The fans were like, "Oh my God!" You can hear a pin drop in that arena after he made that shot. Just an amazing moment. And then last but not least, man, look at Serena. Yes, I'm married. I'm happily married. But this photo right here, Serena, she still is. But y'all know when she was playing, could no one touch her. I mean, she changed the game. Her and Venus, but she changed the game. And the more I see this photo, Joe, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have to do a photo shoot with my wifey with the same look. And because I can see the wifey doing this. Like, she would kill it. But yes, Serena Williams, we already know how much she changed the game in tennis. And no one's gonna, well, you never know. You know what I'm saying? But for what she did, it's gonna be hard for someone to replicate that or do even better. So I had to go ahead and highlight these covers and just different moments in life that, really stood out in regards to sports. So I think it was pretty cool for us to show love, to Sports Illustrated, a great run. And we all know that the digital game now, people don't get magazines like they used to. You're getting online. It's kind of like, think about Blockbuster back in the day.
R.I.P.
People were always on Blockbuster. Yeah, I'm going to, get some tapes, DVD, whatever. But as soon as things start getting online, the streaming, then you saw Blockbuster go down. Same thing with Street Side Records and all the other record companies, the record stores that had CDs in person that you can get. The game changed when it got digital. And looks like to me that's exactly what happened with Sports Illustrated, is that people have so many other avenues now to just get
athletic,
certain Exactly. But it's been one hell of a run. Check out these comments real quick. Shouts out once again to Brian. He said he has to run. Got to get up at 5. Love the show. He'll be back. We appreciate it. Miss Dub says the McGwire Sosa run had an old school feel to it. Most definitely. So yeah, like I said, shouts out to Sports Illustrated. Great covers, great articles, and once again, just that time. It is what it is, but great run. Miss Dub says, if MJ had stayed in the NBA instead of going to the MLB those close to 1 2 years, do you think he would have the scoring record before LeBron? It's very possible that Jordan would have had the record if he would have stayed longer. Thing is that LeBron been playing since he was what, 18 years old in the league, and Jordan was already like in his 20s when he started. So LeBron already had that mad advantage. But you asked if he would have got it first. It's very possible that he would have, knowing him, if he would have stayed, those 1-2 years. You never know. But knowing Jordan, he would have aimed for that because he's not someone who shies away from saying, "Oh, I want this." You know what I'm saying? That's how he is, Joe. He'll be like, "Yeah, I want that record. I want to have the most rings in NBA history." That's just how competitive Jordan is. So if he had the opportunity, I wouldn't be surprised at all if, that he would have, went for those scoring records. So going on to our last topic, Joe knows, talking about the Blues and the Cardinals. Let me go update that real quick. But St. Louis professional talk, Blues are currently 2-game win streak, Joe? Going for 3, or is it already 3?
No, I think it's 2. They had a 3-game losing streak, but they're playing tonight. It might be on right now. They're in Vancouver, but yeah, I mean it's so weird. I know you said, because I'm right there with you, like watching Blues games, kind of just like poke your head in and I'm gonna watch something else with Brendan or something. But they're still like, for some reason, somehow, some way, they're right there by the last wild card. I don't know how they're doing it. Obviously Benner's a big part of that. Robert Thomas is a big part of that. They had a really big comeback game last night. They were down 3-1, I believe, and they came back and won that game before it went to overtime. So I don't know. Still haven't had the trade deadline. I don't know if that's going to be like, are we going to trade off some veteran guys to get, younger players, or what? I don't know what their ideas and goals are for this year, because I don't think Army or fans thought they were like cup contenders going into the year. So it's intriguing. The All-Star break hasn't come up yet, but they're still somehow right there by a last wildcard spot.
Should the Blues consider trading away Jordan Kyrou? Because it seems like his name always comes up as if, we see it, that he's not living up to his contract that he signed a couple years ago, and his play has decreased. He hasn't been that guy that they have depended on. Do you feel that he needs to be one of those players that need to be traded for them to bring in other players, to bring in a different identity, a different culture with the Blues?
I don't know. I mean, first, I don't even know who would want the contract right now. Because we've talked about this 2 years ago, I think, with Parayko. And last year, he was big contract and he wasn't that great. But I don't think there's anyone out there that wants that. Same thing with Bennington last year. We talked about the same thing. So I don't know. You don't just want to give him away for something small. Like he could still be an elite player. He's young. He's got 7 years left on his contract, 7 or 8 years. So I don't know. I feel like him and Thomas are still those guys you try to build around. If we're trading anyone, it's probably going to be Saad, possibly Justin Falk. But again, these are guys with long contracts. So I don't know. I don't think they're going to trade Kyrou, though.
Yeah, and I do have to show love to Colton Parayko, too, because a couple years ago, everyone was questioning, how come the dude ain't showing up? But it looks like, for what I've been hearing and seeing, that he's been going through some injury issues and he looks healthier, and looks like he's just playing more to what everyone thought he would. Like, people thought that he should have been an all-star, the way he's been playing so well this year. So definitely shouts out to him, and hopefully Jordan Kyrou will see what Parayko has been doing, because he's been grinding. He's been working his butt off to get back to where he feels he needs to be, and now he's doing that. Hopefully that rubs off on someone like Jordan Kyrou, where they can finally be like, okay, this is the guy that we wanted. This is the all-star that we saw a couple years ago. We just want to see more consistency with, your best players. That's just the biggest issue with this Blues team. And speaking of which, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and I'm bringing it up now because me and Brendan were talking about it earlier, and we talk about it a lot, but Kyrou reminds me a lot of what David Perron was when he first came up with the Blues. When David Perron came up as a rookie, he was a punk. I could not stand him. He was all about himself. Then he matured. He got traded a little bit here and there, but he was never given that big 8-year contract with us. But his last stint with us, you could tell he matured. He was a man. He put the team and the city before himself, and he was probably one of the most loved players on the team. DP 57. That's what everyone was so upset when we lost him, and I do think whenever we didn't bring him back, that's when things started to trickle for us a little bit. So, Kairu, I think he's right there in that same boat. He's so young still. He needs to mature more, and hopefully that happens.
So, in regards to the St. Louis Cardinals, the hot topic that has been discussed a whole lot, of course, has been Matt Carpenter re-signing, coming back to St. Louis. Now, on the promo, everyone was like, well, I don't know if everyone was saying this, but when I brought up what do the Cardinals and Bill and Ted have to do with each other. Now, for those who don't know, Bill and Ted, this is back in my childhood pretty much. But they have a few movies that came out, and the biggest thing about the movies was that they used to go back in time to get important figures in life and history, and then they'll bring them to the present day, maybe the future, to help them out in certain projects, etc. I think the Cardinals are doing the same thing, Joe. They're doing a Bill and Ted move this offseason, going back in time because they want to get these players who are all about the Cardinal way, all about grinding, all about, perseverance, and they were winning during that time, during their prime years. I feel the organization is trying to find a different way because their previous years, the previous ways that they've held the last couple of years just has not gone great. Goldie, he admitted that he tried to take in so much pressure of trying to be that guy last year. It just didn't work out. Arnado sound like he needs a leader, in the clubhouse for himself to push him, because you saw what happened last year. He tried to do too much. He got out of his game, out of his way, and I think he is pretty much checked out when he realized, okay, well, first we weren't going to win the division. We ain't going to the playoffs. I just think he just checked out because he just wasn't himself. But organization is saying they brought in Matt Carpenter because he brings in that leadership capability. You don't have Wayno no more. You don't have Yachty in regards to being on the field with you, being in the dugout. And with this signing, I'm still on the fence about getting Matt Carpenter. And I hope and I pray that he doesn't have a lot of at-bats. Because if he doesn't have a lot of at-bats, that means that everybody else doing their job. You know what I'm saying, Joe? He shouldn't be out there always playing every day or getting at-bats all the time. But hopefully he can get guys like Arenado, Goldie to relax more and be more productive. We shall see. It's still up in the air. But I just feel like overall the Cardinals organization are just going back in time, getting the Scalzo now on the coaching staff. You brought in Molina to take a role with Mozeliak. You brought in Lance Lynn. They're trying to go a different route and say, well, let's try to bring back something that we're missing. Lynn brought in that sandpaper, that dog, kind of feel for the pitchers. I understand that. Let's see if they can bring it. Last year he led the league and giving up home runs. So that's not a good look. But once again, the Cardinals just went back in time and trying to see if they can recover some kind of magic so they can lead this new wave of players like Jordan Walker, like Mason Wynn. And the biggest thing to me is just knowing Arenado is just being exposed, I feel. Because you recall how last year we talked about I brought up that he and Goldie have the most pressure. Because if those two guys don't do their part, the team's going to suffer. And you just keep hearing about how Arenado isn't really a leader in regards to vocally. He's more of that watch me do my thing. And then Goldie, he's not that guy to be like, hey, come on, guys, you know. And it showed by his play that he was trying to do too much. So, and then also, what are your thoughts on this, Joe? So we don't know the reason why he wasn't there, but Arenado didn't go to the winter meetings. You know, the not the winter meetings, but the winter warm-up thing. And do you see this being an issue with Cardinal fans that, you know, this was an opportunity for him to be there? And once again, it hasn't been disclosed why he wasn't there. But something like that can really have a negative effect on certain Cardinal fans. Do you feel that if he doesn't come out strong this season and show up and show out, that he might start getting booed by Cardinal fans?
I don't think he's ever going to get booed, because if you remember in 2018, maybe, when we got Brandon Moss and the dude went like 1 for 30, he's still getting cheered. So like, it's not good. Nolan Arenado's not going to get booed. Him and Goldie both weren't there, and it's probably they had personal other things to do, whatever. I don't think anyone's going to be too upset about that, but I do think if Nato doesn't come out and produce decently fast, then I think fans are going to get a little annoyed with it, because I've seen it on X. Fans are already a little annoyed. I understand. Well, I don't understand, actually, because you came up in one of the worst teams in Major League Baseball, and you always showed fire and grit. But you come to a team that had some injuries early on. The pitching was not there, and I don't know. It kind of seemed like a little bit of a, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, he just gave up, like, not even halfway through the season, because the team wasn't playing good. And honestly, he was one of our worst players all year last year. You know, like, defensively, offensively, and I don't understand it with Goldie either. I understand that you guys could be like, Goldie's more of a lead by example type leader, and I guess Nato's that same way. But those guys have been in the league for 10 years now. You're telling me they can't be leaders in a clubhouse? You need someone there to help you with that and take the pressure off of you. Like, I don't know. I'm not upset about the Carpenter signing, because, like, for one, it was like, what? It wasn't even $1 million. So that's whatever, you know. But it kind of sucks that he's taken a 40-man position, you know, a 40-man spot, to most likely be a cheerleader and a leader. And that just shows you just how bad it was last year. And I just don't understand it. You know, like, if someone like a Matt Carpenter was there last year, none of that Contreras stuff happens. Is that what we're thinking now? Like, I don't know. I like the Bill and Ted because those are epic movies. I like that example there, but I don't know, man. I'm excited for the season, but man, they're just already aggravating because of stuff like this. You know, like, I'm not mad that he's here, but why is he here as a player and not like a coach or something? Which I get, like, if he's not ready to throw him up, then whatever. But like, halfway through the year, do we think there's a percentage chance that he retires midway through and just like a bench coach?
Yeah, I won't be surprised. And like I said, things are all bad if he's taking a lot of at-bats.
Yeah, we just talked last week about it's going to be bad if Donovan's playing a lot of outfield.
Exactly.
You know, and then in between that time, we signed Matt Carpenter, which I thought you were kidding whenever you put that in the group chat. I was like, let me check social media real quick. And I yelled up to Brett, I was like, hey, we signed Matt Carpenter again. He's like, what? I love Matt Carpenter.
Truthfully, your reaction that you just recently had should be like a whole meme about the Cardinals. You just did this, like
it's like, I'm so excited for baseball to start. I'm excited for opening day to see. I'm excited for the Cardinal season to start. because it's baseball, you know, like I'm pumped up for it, but I'm nervous and scared that it's gonna be like last year, and that was depressing. You know, what are we gonna do if that happens again? I don't I don't know. Oh man.
I don't know either. You know, of course, like I said, look forward to baseball because it's baseball. But at this point, I just can't see the organization feeling like game one that we have a team that could win not just the freaking league, but or even our division right now. Like that's just how bad it looks. It might be by default, but because of the division, but still, it just not looking real good right now. It's just a bad feeling at this time.
We open up in LA and like
and then the Rays, yeah.
And I don't know. It's like I can see for some weird reason I can see the Cardinals going out there and taking like 3 or 4 just because.
If
like why not?
I'd be crazy because you got what Otani, what's the name who they just signed, and I mean it's just,
I can see it happening. I really can. But like we got a tough schedule. We got Dodgers, Padres, Marlins, Phillies, D-backs. That's our first couple series right there, and like that's rough.
And the wifey now will be at opening day, so we'll be there right behind the first row, and get some good footage again. So we'll be there. Look forward to it, and continue on with baseball real quick. Shouts out to the newly elected Hall of Famers.
Yeah,
Adrian Beltre, Todd Helton, Joe Mauer, and from the Veterans Committee, former coach Jim Leland. Your thoughts in regards to this group here?
It's a good group, but Billy Wagner should be up there with them, and it's a travesty that he's not. Next year's his last year on there, and I don't. He's got a better whip than Mo Rivera, but him and Mo are like, I can't even remember what the actual stats are, but pretty much, long story short, they're like the best closers in all of baseball history, and Mo got in his first time on the ballot. So I don't know. It's like I see everyone out there like if Billy Wagner played for the Yankees or the Red Sox, he probably would have been in there already. And it's not probably, he would have been in there already. So I don't know. That's depressing, but good for Beltre, Helton, and Mauer. I mean, grew up watching all those guys play. And Jim Leland, good manager. I can't believe it took him that long to get in there either, honestly. But no, they're all very deserving. I did not think Joe Mauer was going to get in there that quick. So Joe Mauer's getting in there like that. Yachty is 100% a Hall of Famer.
Definitely. No doubt about it. So before we go, last thing relating to St. Louis. If y'all know, Jeopardy had an episode that was pretty interesting. And the host didn't make it any better because you kind of, you know how you lay up something for somebody else to dunk it, Joe. And, you know, you just put it up there, someone dunk it, boom, you're good to go. But the host didn't make things no better. I'll just show it first thing. We'll kind of talk about it. Here we go.
Major League Baseball's Cardinals play their home games at this sudsy arena. Brian.
What is Budweiser?
No. Aaron.
What is Anheuser?
Also incorrect. Rachel, maybe not a baseball fan. Aaron, so close. It's Busch Stadium.
So the host comes out and says in this sudsy arena. Busch Stadium is not an arena.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was the first issue right there. Like I feel like if he would have said maybe stadium, maybe something would have clicked. Now the other issue, of course, is no one knew it was, you know, Busch Stadium. How do you not know that? Not saying you got to avid St. Louis Cardinal fan or baseball fan, but I think it's just one of those stadiums that you just kind of think, okay, Cubs, Wrigley Field, you know, Boston, Fenway, you know, it just should be there. So for him to get that wrong, and then old girl, she didn't even try.
She just sat there and smiled like.
And so, hell, if they said Anheuser and Budweiser, then obviously I'm gonna get it wrong. But yeah, the host didn't make it no better by coming in saying this sudsy arena. Like, come on. And we got Baby Boba. What's up? You gonna wave to the people? Hey, there she go.
Say hi.
I saw you watching the show on your tablet. Yeah, but we saw you. Yeah.
Oh, now you say hi once I put a binky in your mouth. Good night.
Right.
Love you.
Gotta love it.
Goofball.
But yeah, I had to show that clip, man. I'm like, really? Like, first you say subsidy arena, and then they just don't have no idea about Busch Stadium. Like, come on, people, get it together.
Yeah, that last girl was hilarious though. Like she just sat there cheesing. But yeah, I do feel like, I mean, this is Bush 3, 2. Like people know that by now, I think.
Yep.
Oh, before we do go though, we need to talk about the red jerseys.
Yeah, so yeah, I put in the chat that the Cardinals for spring training, they will not be rocking their red jerseys, and the reason why is because MLB has this stupid rule. No surprise there. But they because the Cardinals will be having their City Connect jerseys for the first time this year, Major League Baseball has this rule where you have to have 4+1.
I think it's a Nike rule.
Okay, so it's a Nike rule. Okay, but yeah, Major League Baseball teams just pretty much can't have more than 4 different jerseys outside along with their City Connect jerseys. So the Cardinals have, of course, your home whites, your road grays, then you have the Saturday blues and the Saturday cream. Right. So, but what sucks is that why should it affect spring training games? That's the worst part about it.
That is the dumbest part. So what, we just be wearing all gray and just normal white jerseys like we do? You know, like, I don't know.
Right.
That's what I was saying. Like, it's spring training. Why? So I'm so nervous for these City Connect jerseys. I think if they do red on red, I'm not watching those games. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Nope. It's not happening. I don't even want to see red on black. I think that would look dumb. It just needs to be red on white and just leave
Well,
it.
yeah, that would have made sense to have black because we don't have black nowhere. Nowhere.
Yellow pants.
That or it'll be like a red top and navy blue bottom or something.
Oh no, I don't want it. I'm so nervous for it because it's not like the Cardinals designed it themselves, but still, and we do know that the Lou is going to be on there somewhere, which I'm okay with that because
right.
yeah, you have to. I'm trying to think. I'm sure the Arch will be on there somewhere, but like it won't be as bad as the Brewers. I know they tailgate at their games, like football, stadiums do, but they have like a little barbecue pit on their sleeve. Looks like clip art from Word Doc that's on there. So, but I don't know. I'm just nervous for it.
Yeah. Hopefully, I know we all been waiting to see their jerseys come out. I hope we're not disappointed, but we shall see. With that being said, that is our show. Hope that you all had a wonderful time. We definitely hit up a lot of topics, a lot of different sports, a lot of our different viewpoints, and y'all can definitely check out our shows every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Facebook, the Platform Sports Talk Show, the X at 314 Sports Talk. Y'all know someone that would be a great guest that we can interview on our show. Give us the email at platformsportstalkshow@gmail.com. We on that Instagram at Platform Sports Talk. Joe, we on YouTube as well. They can subscribe and click on that
bell
because anytime we go live,
y'all will be notified.
The show will be uploaded as well on Roku. So add us as a channel, the Platform Sports Talk Show. You can also listen in to us on Hot 365 Radio, where it is always hot. They also have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Hot 365 Radio. And if you want to hear us again, hear the replay, we will be on Hot 365 again on Sundays, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. The first Wednesday of the month Ladies Night. And next week, every last Wednesday of the month, we have the Man Cave. This is the Platform Sports Talk Show, your Wednesday night sports delight. Your boy Smooth along with
Joe.
Have a great rest of your week. Enjoy the football, enjoy basketball, hockey, the whole nine. And peace out, y'all.